Welcome to KocoSports. I am the huge wanted kid, the idiot Dave Koco from Kokohama, KocoHama.com. It is a Japanese and English blog that covers sports and entertainment in the Yokohama, Japan area. So make sure to check it out today, KocoHama.com. And we are joined with Cobra. Cobra, welcome to the Internet Infantry. How you doing, sir?
Doing really good, Dave. Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me on the stream and everything. So yeah, looking forward to talking about tonight's show.
No problem. Now, we both went to All Japan's Champion Carnival finals. We were there live. It was pretty awesome. You are a big All Japan fan. I am a returning All Japan fan that's fallen in love with the product over the last maybe 1 or 2 years. I haven't watched it since. Matter of fact, I haven't watched All Japan in such a while that my friend Cobra here is going to be on television. And he asked me to reference when I watched All Japan, and the camera guy's like, how long ago was that? I was like, R.O.D., Jamal. And he's like, are you talking about WWE? I was like, no, I'm just an old man that watched old school All Japan. But, you know, as the poison of run-ins take over Japan, I'm just looking for a good quality product, and All Japan is that. Now, I always tell people, we see it live, and I feel like professional wrestling is better live. So we ask you, win, loss, or tie, if you saw it through All Japan or ARG Pirating Ways, tell us what you thought of it. Overall, I give it a huge win, but I am a returning fan. As a fan that has never left the faithful, do you give this event win, loss, or tie?
I give it a massive win. Like, the entire show was excellent. Not a bad match on the card. Booking was really solid. I mean, the storyline of the rise of the Saito brothers over the past year has been absolutely phenomenal. So they're doing long-term booking. So yeah, I'm really, really impressed with it.
Yeah, and long-term booking that actually makes sense and goes somewhere. A lot of people, especially online or people in the business, they heard long-term booking, Vince, Vince, and it's actually not long-term booking. They're just booking on the fly, and they use that as an excuse for a bad show. This isn't using it as an excuse for a bad show. They actually are investing in long-term booking. And on top of that, they are staying away from the poison of Japanese mo money, mo spoilers. So a lot of companies have mo money, mo spoilers. All Japan is creating their own stars, and they're mostly staying in base, but above all, they are protecting their stars, which a lot of the smaller companies in Japan are not doing. So mad props to that. Now we are going to read the results. I am reading the results off bodyslam.net and Cage Match, the internet wrestling database. Both these, no affiliate whatsoever. I just Google searched. I was like, all right, there's the results. I'm not as young as I used to be. Back in the day, I used to remember all the matches, but if I don't actually have the list in front of me, I'm like, so I was really worried that they sold out of Championship Carnival t-shirts, and then I'm like, oh damn, what matches happened? So let's break this down. I'm just reading this off. 2,200 Otis City General Gymnasium. I've been there a bunch for the Kamada Vickies. Go Kamada Vickies! Woo-hoo! You're a big Kamada Vickies fan. This is in Otis City near Kamata. I'm actually writing a novel about that city, so I know way too much about this building, and my kids live really close to that building. So, great building. All right, let's break this down. First match is a pre-show match, dark match, no intro music whatsoever. According to bodyslam.net, it is Nagao defeats Kofuji versus via Boston Crab, a 6-minute match. Most people were still getting autographs. Most people were still trying to get merch. So I feel like if you just tuned in for the dark match, you'd be like, oh, they didn't really pack the place. But that's not the case. It was just a dark match, and people came up. Overall, I thought both these wrestlers looked good, solid, and, you know, made me feel like I got to hit the gym more. You know, both of them in shape, both of them moving fast. So overall, I thought it was a great match. What did you think of the first match?
Yeah, it was an excellent showcase of two young wrestlers. The wrestler that I'm more familiar with is with Taishi Nagao, and he is kind of more of the fan favorite. I think more of the fans knew Taishin over Shota, but I thought it was an excellent showcase of two young wrestlers. So both looked really strong, nice hard hitting match. And what's funny is it actually went longer than one of the semifinal matches.
Yeah, yeah, which had a very surprise ending, and the
Yeah.
thing is too, like, when I was a little more popular, people used to always email me like, what is the best company to start with? And I'm like, oh man, New Japan and Noah, those guys are rough on you. DDT has a working relationship with a lot of companies, but I was thinking about it, like, if you are just starting out in pro wrestling and you can hang, All Japan wouldn't be too bad because, like I said, they just protect their stars more. So it would be interesting to see what these guys are going to do in the future. And then from there, we just start off with two semifinal matches. I love when a tournament does this, um, because I feel like there's too many 8-man, 10-man, 20-man tags, and you only get the final match, and you're only paying for one match. I love when they do the final four and the final on the same day. It just feels a little extra special for these giant tournaments. So the
Yeah, oh no, totally. Yeah. I absolutely love the format of the show. So exactly how I'd like to see the finals, semifinals and the finals kind of go.
Yeah. So semifinal match of the 2025 Champion Carnival. You got the Block A winner, two World Tag Team Champion Kento Miyahara, defeated Block B winner Honda via cross armbar, 953. And we have a good friend named Satoshi from Satoshi Good, and he thought Honda was going to win. I feel you thought Honda was going to win, and I just
Yeah.
think Kento is a god. I just think like he's just got every aspect of it. So I went in just cheer my dumb ass off for Kento. I thought it was solid. We talked about this live in the stadium, how loud the outside headbutt sounds. I don't want to see the magic behind the curtain. I also, as a man who suffers from concussions, don't want to see people die. But I have to admit, dude, when he headbutts someone outside the ring, dude, I just get goosebumps. Dude, it echoes through the arena. So yeah, I thought this was the first match was the hardest to predict. I feel like the second one, a lot of people predicted what was going to happen. What was your thoughts on the first match, sir?
First match really hard hitting. I mean, it's a Kento Miyahara style match. So heavy offense and lots of selling from Kento. He always makes his opponent look like gold. Ryuki Honda, he's a young wrestler. He's been with All Japan Pro Wrestling for maybe 3 or 4 years. He really got the rocket attached to him maybe about 2 years ago or so, and a lot of people were doubting whether or not he should actually be getting this big push. But I mean, he's been proving himself, and the crowd's behind him. I mean, I was choosing him over Kento, and I love Kento.
Yeah, so I thought this one was really hard to predict. Everyone went different ways. The next one, it was easy to predict the winner, but I don't think anyone predicted the outcome. This is the other semifinal match. You got Rei Sato defeats Hideki Suzuki, also known from NXT, via knockout in less than 2 minutes. The websites have it at a minute 49. He was just doing a lot of sumo stuff, former sumo wrestler Saito. And I don't know about you. And we've had this debate with different co hosts and different people in our small community. I am okay with a short match upset, especially a knockout. I love this type of match. And not only that, but I feel, and I could be wrong, you could disagree or back me up on this one. I feel everyone in that stadium knew who was going to win. But I don't think
Yeah,
anyone expected it to be like that. So
no.
I thought it was absolutely amazing. What was your thoughts on it, sir?
Well, the match was really hard hitting. I mean, Hideki Suzuki attacked Ray before the bell, and made it so Ray was the one who was like coming from behind. And then Ray just came back from a vengeance, and he looked like a beast of a man. I mean, Hideki Suzuki had an excellent champion carnival, and Ray Sato just absolutely demolished him in like we said in under 2 minutes.
Yep. All right. So so far we're super pumped up. Everything's going great. Next, we do have an 8-man tag. I usually don't enjoy these type of matches just because I go to, well, this week I've been really sick. I had to cancel a lot of events. I apologize if I was supposed to go to your event this week. I've been really sick. But outside of this week, I usually go to 3 or 4 events live, and just the 4-on-4, the 5-on-5s, the 10-on-10s. It gets a bit much seeing it over and over, but I thought they did a pretty good job with this one. If I mess up any of these names, I want to apologize in advance, as I am new to All Japan, and I'm new to the Japanese language. I haven't lived here that long yet. For those that know, I've been here for like 57 years and still am horrendous at the language. I'm so bad at the language, I just tell people I don't know. They're like, do you speak Japanese? No, I don't. I saw you speak Japanese. Like, sometimes when I'm with my Japanese friends, if I accidentally speak Japanese, they'll like point at me. Like, I knew you could. Let's break down this match. You got Taichibana, Mashimo, Kikuta, and Kondo from Noah, so it was nice. I don't know if he's a free agent, but he's literally on every show. He's in All Japan, he's in Noah, and he's in Dragon Gate. And I'm just a huge fan of him, because those are the 3 companies I go to the most. So I am pretty sure I might have seen more Kondo matches live than Kondo himself. Because most of the time, outside of this month for health reasons, I go to Noah, Dragon Gate, and All Japan, so I see Kondo all the time. So they defeat Davey Boy Smith Jr., Ayagi, I totally screwed up that name, Ryo, and Ayabi via Rolling Lariat. And I just want to say something. I appreciate Davey Boy Smith Jr. being completely honest, unlike some pro wrestlers, but I used to work with FCW and I used to work in Florida, and I went up to him like, hey man, because you're always nervous, because as a nerdy guy, you don't know if people remember you, So I went up to him like, hey man, yeah, I remember you in FCW, I remember you in NXT, do you remember me? He's like, no, not even once. Like, good, we've only met 50 fucking times. But I appreciate your honesty, because some people will just be like, yeah, sure, I remember you. Yeah. You were that guy that got me a coffee, you son of a goose. But we were talking about this. I think this is the perfect company for Davey Boy Smith Jr. I just think his style works in All Japan where it wouldn't work in a lot of other companies. I think this is a marriage made in heaven, and I think it works for the company and it works for the wrestler. And a lot of times you don't get those matchups. What did you think of the match overall?
Well, it was a good showcase of a lot of the wrestlers. I mean, a lot of these wrestlers were in the Champion Carnival. So Kengo Mashima was, Madoka Kikuta, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Ren Ayabe, and yeah, I think that's it. So the one interesting thing was, like you said, was Davey Boy Smith Jr. He was the previous Triple Crown winner. So, I mean, he's still getting a big push, and he's way over in All Japan. Like you said, he's the perfect fit for the company. The one wrestler I was impressed the most with in the Champion Carnival was Kengo Mashimo, and I've always loved him. He's like one of my top 10 wrestlers. I just love the guy, and I always thought that he should have got a bigger push on like bigger companies like Noah or All Japan or New Japan. He was in New Japan for a short amount of time. He was part of Suzuki-gun, maybe about like 4 or 5 years ago or so. But yeah, overall, I thought it was like a good match, good 8-man tag. Yeah.
All right, moving on next. We have a 6-man tag champions match. This is for the title. I knew nothing about going into this, and I was one of those fools a long time ago. I said this about New Japan, but I've said this about other companies, and I was wrong. I was like, hey, you have tons of 6-man tags in Japan. I think because it works in Lucha Underground and it works in Lucha. And I'm like, you know what? You have so many 6-man tag matches. Why not just have a 6-man title match and book it properly? And that means the first half of the show will have an important match. No company has fucking done it right. Like, if you're not Lucha Underground or CMLL or AAA, just stop. Just stop. I did not know these titles existed. I don't know if that makes me a bad fan, but at the same time, there's too many titles as there is. Like, I think All Japan has a little bit too many titles, but there's some companies that, like, you can go to the biggest fan in the world, gun to their head, list off every champion, and they can't do it. There's no way. There's no way. It's impossible. And if you can do it, I think you should get a free beer. Like, someone should Google Wikipedia and be like, hey, tell me all the New Japan champs. Tell me all the WWE champs. I am convinced we could have this contest at Wrestle Kingdom or something. I will buy you a free beer. You will not get them all, because you'll forget about New Japan Strong. You'll forget about NXT South Mexico. You'll forget there is a title you'll forget about, I assure you. I enjoyed this match. This match was silly entertainment. I'm usually not a big fan of comedy, but I thought that this match was pretty good. So there you go. I'm going to totally slaughter this guy's name. Kumarashi, Yoshida, and Omori defeat World Tag Team Champions Ayagi, Sato, and Abe. And that was about a 16-minute match, and it was just fun. It was just fun. And who knows? Maybe we'll see the 6-man tag more. Maybe they will. What was your thoughts on the match? Because I feel like me being a new All Japan fan and a newer fan, I find stuff... Like, I think the less you watch pro wrestling, the more you enjoy stuff. But then if you watch it over and over and over and over and over and over again, like, it's something can get on your nerves. And I'm not exactly the biggest fan of comedy wrestling, but I really enjoyed this one. What was your thoughts on it, sir?
Well, this is, like you said, it's an easy title to forget about. I'm just looking at the results, and it says that Omori, Arashi, and Yoshida, they're only the 11th champions. That means the title's only been around for like 3 or 4 years. And like, I don't remember this belt even being a thing at all. So, I mean...
Did they just pop up new belts? And like, whatever, dude, new belts, let's do it. So, but
it kind of seems that way. Yeah, it's pretty meaningless title. I mean, every 6-man tag title is pretty much meaningless in every company, so... I would
hey, not so fast. Leave those luchadors alone. They do it pretty good over there.
Well, they do it pretty good. They do it pretty good. Yeah.
Well, my thing is, there's a lot of like comedy wrestlers that people enjoy, and there's a lot of legends that are still famous and can't go. That's what the title should be for. You know, you just get on 3 legends or 3 comedy guys, and just show them up. You know, I don't know. It could work. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't work, yeah. And New Japan was doing that when they made Tanahashi one of the 6-man tag champions. So, I mean, I thought that was a good fit for him at the time, because he's like, his career's like winding down, so it's a good way to kind of get him on the card still for people that want to come and see Tanahashi wrestle, and then he doesn't have to do that much.
Man, I never felt older in the world. First off, all right, this is how old I am. I see Tanahashi as the young next generation. Like, that's how old I am. Like, I just like, oh, man. Because like, remember...
to believe his career's winding down. It's like, what? I remember watching when you're a young lion.
Yeah, we're getting old, man. Because, like, Naito, Nakamura, Okada, Tanahashi, Naito. I think I said Naito twice. But yeah.
You know, and that's the first generation that I watched all those guys come up from young lions all the way up to main eventers. So
yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, sir. And the crazy part is too, I don't know, have you ever got to a point where you're like, I might be done with wrestling? I actually remember it was Muta's retirement. I was in the Tokyo Dome, and I just saw all my favorites retired, and I was like, it's time to walk away. Like Liger, Hashimoto, Musawa, Muto, and I was like, these are my faves. And then like the guys that are replacing those guys are too old. I'm just old. Old man yells at cloud. That's what we should call this podcast.
Old men. Because I'm about the same age as you, I think. Well, we're roughly around the same age, right?
That's true. I always just because I don't know if it's the injuries. I don't know if it's because I'm in and out of the hospital. I don't know if it's because I retired like 5 years ago. Cobra can vouch for this. I feel like I'm the oldest human being in the world. Like, I'll talk to people 10 years older than me, like, listen here, kid. That, and I also noticed this. We used to do watch parties on Twitch. dude, I would start calling people kid, and like, what are you talking about? He's been wrestling for 10, 20 years. I'm like, damn, I'm getting old. Oh, hey, look at that kid over there. Oh man. All right. Moving on. You have another 6-man tag match. Asahino, Tamura, and this is a foreigner. I'm gonna say Yan. I don't know. I kind of wish I talked to him more. I thought I would have known more about him.
His name was Zion.
Zion. Yeah, there's an X, dude.
Yeah.
If it's Chinese, it'd be Xi'an. But yeah, can we all agree? And this ain't an attack on Mr. Musk. Can we all agree? Let's just eliminate X. You know, now because we got the X-Men, X-Force, at KocoSports on X.com. Yeah, never mind. I just hate it because I live in Asia, and you know, the X sounds so different in each Asian culture. Oh, it drives me nuts. Anyway, some people say I get off topic. They defeat the Saito brothers, Triple Crown champion Jun and Senor, and Nakadori. And overall, I thought this was a fun match. It was an 11-minute match. I didn't think the Triple Crown champ would lose tonight. So that was a bit of a shock. His team lost. What was your thoughts on this match?
It was a good match. Ashino and Zion and Jun Saito, they're all in the Triple Crown, so it's kind of a little bit of a showcase for them. Yeah, I didn't expect Jun Saito's team to lose, but, you know, that's kind of how things go. I guess, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ashino actually beat Jun in the Champion Carnival, so he might be getting a Triple Crown championship match in the future.
Yeah, and All Japan's really good at this. This is 2 Champion Carnivals I went to, and I think I went to another tournament the last 2 years, finals. So I've been to 3 finals within the last year. Dude, they announced the match like it's next Tuesday. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm always expecting after the Champions Carnival, all right, well, 3-4 months, we'll see this match. And they're like, we'll see you next week. Like, what the?
Yes.
It's like, come on. It's sad. You have to work, and I'm too lazy to travel outside. Like, if it's not Yokohama, Kawasaki, or Tokyo, like, I literally have to go with a friend because I'm just too old and cranky. I'm like, I'm slowly becoming an old man in Japan. An old man in Japan is, if it doesn't happen in my neighborhood, it didn't happen. So.
And the big thing coming from this match was that we got Naruki Doi to sign one of his, like, I forget what it was like an action figure or something before the show.
Oh, yeah. He was so kind and nice to us. We were looking for, 2 T-shirts that they were sold out of. And he's like, well, why don't you buy this? And I was like, for a picture? And he's like, yeah. And then he signed it and gave it to me. But like this is just the last 2 months. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. This is how much autographs I've got in the last 2 months. So I'm not really an autograph collector. Who knows? Maybe I'll give these away in the future. Stay. All right. Maybe I'll give those away in the future. Because, like, you know, I like to support wrestlers. I like to buy a shirt, but a lot of them don't make size fat. And I like to help out as much as I can. But, like, I don't want an autograph. They just dropped. Their value just went down. How many? Dude, they're still dropping. All right, well, we'll give them away. Do you guys want wrestling autographs that fell on the floor? But I wanted to give it to you right away, but I wanted to pose for the picture. So I posed for the picture, and I was going to give it to you. And I was like, dude, it would look really shitty if I said, oh, I just want a picture, and then hand it to you right away. That would have been the worst. So I just held it and, like, walked 10 feet. Like, here, you can have this. Because it would have just, if I had it, A, you might appreciate it more. And B, if I had it, it would have just fell. It would have just fell off my shelf. Who knows? Maybe I should start a Koco box. Like, you just send you crap from my house. Autograph, baseballs, whatever, dude. I just have too much stuff. But I want to support the individual wrestlers. So, but here's the thing, dude. As a fat guy, Noah, New Japan, and I think All Japan's pretty good at this. They have shirts for fat guys. Dragon Gate, bro. I've been on a diet for 2 months, and I can't even imagine fitting into your shirts. And not only that, but Strong Machine J is just as big as me. How the fuck does he have a shirt that fits and not? Dragon Gate only wants skinny fans.
Yeah.
Some people say I get distracted. Never. Next comes up the All Asia Tag League Tag Team Titles match. Someone told me this, and I'm gonna run it. I don't know how true it is. This is the oldest titles in Japan, so I'm pumped up, a little bit excited about the history of that. I could be wrong. You know, sometimes a random Japanese person says, "Hey, this is this," and I believe it. But like, have you ever been given like something, words of advice from a Japanese person? Like, well, you're Japanese, you must be right. Know what I found out? You know, the big tower. What's the big tower called? Landmark Tower?
Yeah.
I was told by 3 or 4 Japanese people it's the tallest tower in Japan. It's not even like in the top 5.
No.
It's like, dude. I think Japanese people are like, dude, we'll get them. So, according to random Japanese people, this is the longest title. Could I Google search this? Impossible. But
I think it might be, actually. I think it might be true.
Source Japanese guy. There you go.
Yeah.
Source Japanese guy. There you go. We get right to the source. Random drunk Japanese guy we're talking to. That's our source. You could use Google, but come on. So yeah, they got the All Asian Tag Team title match. You got my boy Razan Hayato, who I cannot put over enough. Won a Coco Pop Award. Check it out at thecocohama.com. He just has everything but size. He has a great entrance, a great look. He's fast. He can cruiserweight. He's stiff. He is the complete package of a wrestler. And he teams up with Anze, and they defeat Mike D. Vinci. Why can't, dude? I just can't read names. That's that's an English name. Yeah. So because I don't know. Every time I mess up an English name, my Japanese friends goes, "Oh, thank God! I thought it was just Japanese names you messed up." And I go blank. And so there you go. So yeah, and they win, still champions, and I'd love to see these guys again. I thought this match was great. I did think the foreigners at time were like, why am I over? And I'm like, shut up. Like, it did feel like we were, I don't know, maybe it was my mind. I do feel like we were cheering for Hayato so much that the foreigners looked at us and they're like, dude, you're the only 2 white guys in the stadium, bro. Help us out. And I'm like, never, Hayato. But I thought it was a great match. I thought it was a high-flying cruiserweight match. I thought it was fantastic. And I remember when they went to the back, I was like, oh, it's got to be hard to follow that. What was your thoughts on this tag match? And how much do you love Hayato? 1 out of 10.
I love Hayato just as much as you.
More than a straight man should? More than
Yes.
a straight man should? Fair. Go ahead. Let me cut you off.
So it's a showcase of the 2 future stars of All Japan Pro Wrestling. Rising Hayato will be the star of the junior division. Yuma Anzai has already been Triple Crown champion, and he won the Triple Crown championship with just over a year of experience. And I think at this time, he's only been wrestling for just about 2 years or so. So he's had the rocket attached to him, and like he's running with it. The 2 foreign wrestlers, Mike DiVicchio and I think his name was Eagle Blanc, I think. They both got signed to WWE last week, I believe. So, I mean, that's a pretty big thing for them.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I thought they deserved it. I mean, they looked good in the ring. Outside of them expecting to be cheered, they did great in the ring.
Yeah, and they're both in the Triple Crown, or they're both in the Champion Carnival, and both had excellent tournaments. They didn't win a lot of matches. I think each of them won like two matches, I think, or 3 matches. I'm not too sure, but basically when they're wrestling, I mean, it was really entertaining. And Mike Diavicchio, yeah, he's just a powerhouse, just a beast of a man. And Angle Blanc is just a high flyer, so I mean, it was an excellent match.
Yeah. And then, me being critical and all that, I was like, oh, the summer main event won't be that good. I get it. They'll slow down the action. That's what I was thinking. I was like, all right, you just had a great tag match. Got it. You got the main event ahead. These guys are just, they're just going to mail it in. That was not the case at all for this next match. You got the junior heavyweight title match. You got Yoshioka defeats Musashi via Crash Driver 23-46, and we got a new champion. And overall, I didn't know much about it as a returning guy. I just thought this match was fantastic. Quick pace, exciting, and the faithful, the people that were there, really got the crowd hot. They really enjoyed this. What was your thoughts on this match, sir?
Well, going into it, Yoshioka and Masashi, they were a tag team, so it's kind of, I don't think they won the tag titles or the junior tag titles even. But yeah, so it's a story of like two tag team members going at it, and really fast paced, really lots of action. I mean, it was an excellent match. It's probably the second best match on the card, I would say. Might even be the best. I'm not too sure. Hard to say.
I think when a card is this good, your favorite or best match of the night, and we'll talk about that, but I think your favorite and best match of the night really just depends on your style. And to me, when there's an argument and your style matters of what was the best match of the night, that was just a good card from, and yeah, so. All right, next we get to the main event, finals of the 2025 Champion Carnival. You got Rei Saito going against Kento Miyahara, and I thought for sure Kento was going to win. You thought for sure Rei was going to win. We were talking about how the fans were rooting for both people. We were in the stadium talking about, like, this is what, and granted, I'm not Japanese, but I've been here for 20 years going to events, and when you think Japanese wrestling, you think two great warriors where the crowd is split screaming their names. To me, that's Japanese wrestling. It's not run-ins. It's not heel versus face. It's chanting for Misawa. It's chanting for Hashimoto. It's chanting for Muto or Chono. It's chanting for your favorite guys. There doesn't have to be a heel. There doesn't have to be a face. There just needs to be two warriors beating the shit out of each other. And I thought that's the vibe I got from this. Rei Saito does win, and they built up a storyline, which I'd like you to talk about more. And even though I'm a Kento fan and you were rooting for Saito, even when the match was going on, it just felt great because, when pro wrestling is done right, you're like, I don't care who wins. I'm here for the moment. I'm going to scream my head off. They both earned it. That's when pro wrestling's at its best. And that's what a lot of the legends in Japan have brought us. And I just can't put this match over enough. There was no heel. There was no face. There was no run-ins. They didn't put American Cancer into this match. It was why I love Japanese wrestling. And even though they've been working on a story for a long time, we were both talking there, like, it made sense, either one winning. And it just felt good. And, like, no one left angry. And that does not happen often at big events. At other companies, people leave angry a little too much. A little too much, to be honest. But we got the benefit of living in Japan. New Japan sucks balls, we go to Noah. Noah sucks balls, we go to All Japan. All Japan sucks balls, we go to Dragon Gate. We live in the land of, I think it was like last Sunday, there was 30 shows in our area. 30 shows in our area. So we are blessed by Liger and the Great Muta. We are blessed with great wrestling everywhere. And to me, this is why I live on Godzilla's Island. I live on Godzilla's Island for matches like this, moments like this. And I just hope this can be recreated, and I hope this can survive the WWEing or the Americanized version of Japan. So, I mean, we were talking one night at Korakuen, and you've been here, what, 10, 20 years? I don't know how long you've been in Japan.
20 years, yeah.
So we both been here about 20 years.
Yeah.
Remember when you were young and had cartilage in your knees?
I still have cartilage in my knees.
Okay. Rub it in my face, youngster. But 20 years ago, like, it would be almost sacrilegious to boo. Now, granted, you did have your dumps, but here's the thing. What made Dump great was she was one of the few there wasn't 76 dumps, okay? That's what makes her so wonderful and great. The heels back then, like, there was like one, and it was like so disrespectful. Now, it's, yay! All right, who's playing the part of Finn Balor today? You know, it's just like, I think Finn Balor should be getting paid a lot more for how many motherfuckers steal off him. I'm just saying. Yeah. Finn Balor should be a wealthy man in Japan. Jesus Christ. 57.
And the good thing is All Japan doesn't have any heels like that, right?
Yeah. And even when they did have heels, what was the heel group before? Something Voodoo Murderers?
Voodoo Murderers?
Yeah. Even them, they weren't that bad. But granted, I didn't watch them certain years, so maybe they got a little out of control. So
no, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. They came back like about 2 years ago or so, and they're around for about a year or so, and like it was nothing compared to like the House of Torture nonsense and whatever else is going on.
So what was your thought of the finals, and what did you think of the story building up, and why do you have to work? We'll have to watch it. We'll have to watch it together. We'll have to watch the All Japan. We won't be there live, but we definitely have to watch it together and do more podcasts about All Japan.
Yeah. So, story of the match is Rei Saito and Jun Saito. They're both former sumo wrestlers, and they both joined All Japan Pro Wrestling just around the time that COVID started. I think around like 2020 or so. So they've been wrestling for about 4 years or so. Just immediately when you first saw them, you just knew they're going to be like unique, and this is going to be kind of the big future stars of All Japan Pro Wrestling. So they rose up through the tag team ranks, and they won the tag titles about a year ago or so. And Jun, he made it to the Champion Carnival finals last year, and he beat Kento in the finals. And then Jun went on and he beat Aoyagi for the Triple Crown Championship. And then he's been champion for the past, like, I'd say like about 6 months or so. So this year, Rei faced Kento Miyahara in the finals. So the interesting thing here is Rei did something that Jun wasn't able to do, because Jun lost against... So last year, Jun lost against Kento last year in the Champion Carnival finals. Yeah. And then this year, Rei did something that Jun couldn't do. Rei beat Kento in the finals. And so about 3 or 4 months ago, when Jun first won the Triple Crown Championship, Rei challenged his brother for the title, and Jun said, "You're not ready yet for the title."
We were both there live for that.
Yeah, we were there live for that. Yeah, so Jun told him, like, okay, you have to prove yourself as a singles wrestler. You're a great tag team wrestler, but, you haven't got any significant victories. So here, Rei, I mean, he finally did something his brother couldn't do. He beat Kento, and he won the Champion Carnival.
Yeah, so it's pretty amazing. We'll be doing more All Japan content. I'll slowly but surely be doing more content on this channel. I just want to talk about the Saito brothers' popularity. And, obviously Coco Pop Award winners. Check it out on CocoHama.com. But I remember seeing them at first, and I was like, that was my attitude. I was like, it's not for me. But they really won me over. And Japanese people are really obsessed with their hobbies, and if it's not their hobby, they don't know much about it. I feel like in America and Canada, we have like 8,000 hobbies, and we try to be Wikipedia masters on all of it. But here, they're like, no. I just follow this one band. I follow this one company. I follow this one wrestler. I follow this one baseball team. I follow this one sports team. And that's it. That's because they work 24/7. So a lot of them only have time for one passion. So when you are very popular, that people outside of the pro wrestling fandom know who you are, that's hard to break. And the Saito brothers, I've had people that are not wrestling fans, but were friends because of other fanships. Anyway, they even asked, "Oh yeah, I've heard of the Saito brothers. Oh yeah, I've heard of the Saito brothers." So their popularity for being such a small time here is huge. So, and that doesn't really happen that often, because you'll go, if it isn't, if it isn't Great Muta, and even like younger kids don't know about him. Great Muta, Inoki. I think if they're not wrestling fans, they barely know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'll be like, oh man, I'm a huge fan of Naito. Who's that? I'm a huge fan of Okada. Who's that? Because they're so focused on one hobby. Mm-hmm. But I've noticed people that are not, their hobby is not pro wrestling, are actually learning about the Saito brothers, which to me is kind of insane for living here. Because they'll be like, oh, you like pro wrestling? What about these Saito brothers? I'm like, what? How do you know about this? You know, like how? So it's.
But also, we don't watch Japanese TV either, so I think they're on Japanese TV.
Yeah. And that's a big thing about marketing is that, I mean, we watch Japanese sporting events, and I watch tons of Japanese sports and Japanese pro wrestling, but Japanese TV is kind of, I don't know, I heard American Late Night's pretty shit now, but it's horrible. But the thing is, so many people watch it. Like, you get on Japanese TV, you know, like, you're about to be on Japanese TV again. Woo! Congrats. And we were on Japanese TV, and we haven't seen it yet. We just say in a segment where we go, sumo is fantastic. Yeah. And even my wife is giggling. We were in a segment called Sumo is Fantastic. All we did was pump our fist in the air and say, sumo is fantastic. They played that clip so much that random Japanese people come up to me like, are you the Sumo is Fantastic guy? And that's like a 5-second bumper. That's all it is. So, yeah. So, you know, like all my accomplishment, novelist, worked in pro wrestling, you know, like all this. And they're like, you're the Sumo is Fantastic guy. Yes, I am. Sumo is fantastic. Oh, man. But who knows? You're going to be on Japanese TV soon. You pumped up? Excited?
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be on TV, but I'm going to be like a ringside cameraman for like one of the shows, it sounds like, coming up. So,
woohoo!
Yeah.
All right,
yeah. Well, that'll be my claim to fame.
Yeah. I remember we went to our friend's speed dating thing, and I just kept telling people that you were a TV star. I'm like, he's the Sumo is Fantastic guy. Like, oh my God. Anyway, we're going to do a lot more All Japan content. Overall, we thought it was a huge win. There is All Japan. I think it's AJPWTV.com. I don't know, but they have their own streaming service. It isn't in English. If you have interest, maybe we'll show you how to order it. And who knows? Maybe this podcast will grow. You know, in the words of Bud Selig, you have to have the first one to have the 100th one. By the way, dude, this whole thing is for my Twitch stream. I tried to do graphics without a graphic guy. It was a disaster. Like, it was a disaster. You couldn't see Cobra because his name was too big, and then like the photo like was too far out. Guys, listen, graphics are dangerous. Don't do graphics by yourself, okay? But we'll keep working on it, my friends. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. We'll be making Japanese sports and pro wrestling content this year. I'm gonna retire. I retired 4 or 5 years ago, and then I started helping people. And I was like I was only supposed to help people for 3 months, and it's been like 3 years. So my wife bought me a gaming chair, and she's like, "You're fucking retired. Stop helping people. We're done." Like, yeah, I'm glad people helped you, but yeah, my wife's like, just be fat and play video games. You're fucking done. You're done helping people. Never help people again. So within the next year, expect a lot more content on this channel, KocoHama.com, and possibly a return to Twitch. So exciting times. Cobra, I know that's not your birth name and you live a secret life, but when it gets closer to television, we'll make sure that we plug that show and that YouTube thing. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a reaction. That'd be cool. I don't know. Japan's quick to sue, but I know I'll just message the guy. I'm like, hey, can we do a reaction to this? I don't know. Yeah. Copyright, Japan.
Yeah.
The one with the most money wins. That's literally how copyright works in Japan. Oh, do you have more money than me? Okay, you can break copyright law. You have less money than me? There is no laws. It's the wild, wild west of just rich people suing each other. Anyway, Like, comment, subscribe. Any last words you want to say before we end this, my friends?
Well, yeah, just thanks for having me on, and a lot of fun doing the show, and like looking forward to going to more events with you.
All right. With
And
that,
looking forward to June versus Ray coming up.
heck yeah, we're definitely going to have to watch that one together. We can't go live because, oh, I have a job. I have responsibilities. Dude, am I not the worst friend? Dude, you'll be like, I'll be like, hey, man, I'm going to this. You want to come? Like, no, I got work. I'm like, just quit. Just leave. Call out.
Hey, if you support me.
Maybe. But like, comment, subscribe so we can support Cobra. We'll have Cobra Goes to Wrestling shows fund. Oh, man. But seriously, in the last year, how many times have I told you to call out sick? Like, dude, we're going to go to this. Call out sick.
Constantly. Yeah.
Just call out sick, man. You'll be crazy. Go. But I work hard. I work 4 hours a day. I work 4 hours a day. I work 4 hours a day as a favor to someone, and I'm like, yeah, this is too much. Yeah. This is too much. 4 hours a day. Get out of here. Anyway, we're just rambling right now. Like, comment, subscribe, and with that, I am over. Hey,